Welcome back, Gulls. This is ECTV News. I'm Pat Burgess.
And I'm Erica Berman. We've had an eventful time back on campus this year already. We got a kickoff with Doc Wiley's barbecue. We've had tons of fairs like the club and organization fair. We had a job fair. And there's been a whole bunch of things going on like activities. They turned the Post Center into a rolling rink and into a concert this past week. And it's been full of fun.
Has been full of fun. There's been a lot of events and stuff happening on campus.
So what do we have up next week?
Well, all this month we have exhibits, a lot of exhibits. 2013 MFA, MA in Interior Design Thesis exhibition. This exhibition of graduating students' work includes thesis book, visual defense boards, and models.
This will be a great chance for the graduate students to show off their work and undergraduate students in the interior design program to see what they have in store for the future.
It sure will.
We also have the Robert Gill Off-Season Volume 1 exhibit. Off-Season is an ongoing photographic project created by Robert Gill. Off-Season is searching for a salvation from oneself, a home, or a faith that is just around the corner and yet awkwardly out of reach. Gill is a visual artist working in multiple platforms, lens-based media.
That stuff is just so interesting, especially when it has to do with photography. There's a lot to cover there. We also have the Archives and Museum exhibit behind the name at the Museum Gallery at the Halley Library.
The library often hosts museum and galleries type things that relate to the college's history, and it's actually really interesting to see what Endicott's past is.
For sure, for sure.
On another note, we have Expanding the Field, Cynthia Roberts and Larry Voke exhibition. Cynthia is a painter and Larry is a photographer, and both are faculty members of the School of Visual and Performing Arts right here at Endicott College. Each of these artists are taking their media to new heights by exploring and expanding variations on their works.
That should definitely be an interesting one, especially with the mix of photography and painting.
And it's always cool to see what teachers are doing rather than just teaching.
For sure. On another note, we also have The Ordinary and Extraordinary People, Conversations on Canvas and Cardboard, Portraits by Anne Strassman. The subject of Miss Strassman's paintings have morphed into huge iconic heads and lately into life on the streets.
And up this week, we have a lot of fun things, starting off with the Taste of Beverly on Thursday. Local food vendors will be put on campus with samples for you to vote on to see which you think is the best Taste of Beverly. This will be at the AC Student Center, and free food is always fun.
Free food is for sure fun. Won't want to miss that one. At 1 p.m., Oracle presentation. Join representatives from Oracle and Endicott College alumni who currently work with the company. Information about the Association Business Development Program and career advice will be provided. That's at the Post Center in the Hospitality Suite.
And at 9 p.m., for all of the 21 plus people, there is $2 domestic drafts and $3 for imported wine and beer. 9
p.m., we have Goal Music Thursdays. Every Thursday in the Office of Student Activities, we'll be hosting Goal Music Thursday, showcasing Endicott students' musical talents. And that will be at the amphitheater on a regular day, or at the lodge if it turns out to rain. If you're interested in performing, you can contact Adam Doobie.
This is exciting because we've always had music on Thursdays, but this year it's going to be Endicott students performing. And at 9 p.m., we have an event called How Do You Fold? At Stone Ridge Hall, residents will be taught how to fold paper cranes and learn about the history of origami.
That's an interesting one. That's actually a pre-thing to a thing that we'll be covering Friday in a bit. On Friday, speaking of which, 4 p.m., there's Dances from the East. Come travel around the world in 2 hours and learn intricate rhythms and unusual body isolations in dances from the East. In this workshop, you'll first practice some traditional Kandyan dance and Egyptian and Turkish belly dancing. Both traditions share common ancestors in classical Indian dance. That's at the Black Box Theater.
That should be really fun. I had a friend who taught me some belly dancing. She was good. I just had fun learning.
Is that so? I actually had a cousin who did belly dancing. She didn't teach me anything.
That's kind of funny. And speaking of funny, at 9 p.m., we have the comedian Jenny Zingrino, a hilarious comedian. Jenny Zingrino will be on campus on Friday, September 20th for your laughing pleasure at the AC Auditorium.
And at 9 p.m., it's Fold for Japan, where residents of Stone Ridge will help fold 1,000 paper cranes in order to deliver a nonprofit to Grant a Wish. So if you go to the folding workshop on Thursday, it'll prepare you for this.
That actually sounds like a really good chance to do something good and learn something.
Exactly.
Then this Saturday, we have CAB's Bingo Night at 8 p.m. CAB is hosting their first famous bingo of the school year on September 21st at 8. You won't want to miss the awesome prizes. It's going to be in Callahan this year, and that one always has a good turnout, so get there early.
You won't want to miss that. They always have a bunch of good prizes. At 8:30 a.m. to 11:30, Walk for Hospice of the North Shore and Greater Boston is an inspirational 3-mile walk that honors the lives, courage, and memories of our loved ones and raises funds to provide hospice care to those in need throughout the North Shore and the Greater Boston communities. That's going to be at St. John's Preparatory School in Danvers.
I actually went to that last year. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of energy, and I met a few nice people, and everyone really seemed into it. I was actually at the table for people who had raised lots of funds, and they received gifts, and they all were very excited to be doing the walk.
Excellent.
Then we have Saucy Sunday at 1 p.m. for the 21 plus crew. Watch the Patriots versus the Buccaneers with free wings at Grove Hall.
On Monday at 12 p.m., Project Credit Smarts is an educational outreach campaign through Project Credit Smarts who strive to inform students about responsible use of credit cards and managing student loans and other debt. And that's at the Lodge.
Always a good talent to have. And then we have at 7 p.m. literature reviews and synthesizing information. So you've been asked to write a literature review, but what does that even mean? What is a literature review? Why do people write them, and how are they different from a research paper? And perhaps of great interest to you, how do you even write a literature review? This workshop will help you answer all of those questions and more at the library.
That's for sure something you're not going to want to miss. Literature reviews are going to be important in future classes. On Tuesday, at 5 p.m., there's also going to be a resumes for internship workshop. Open to all students, this workshop is especially useful for freshmen and sophomores who are creating or updating their resumes for the January internship search. They will also briefly discuss cover letters, and that's going to be at the Diane Halley Library.
Really helpful, and I'm sure for some classes it'll be required for you to have one of those. So it might be a good chance to get it done early. And on Wednesday, we have the one-day-only $5 movie tickets. For one day only, at the Office of Student Activities, there will be $5 movie vouchers for AMC Lowe's in Liberty Tree Mall. Purchase yours at Student Activities booth in the AC Student Center.
That's quite something. I'm going to have to grab one myself. It looks like that's it for ECTV News. We're going to switch over now to Jocelyn Kane with sports.
Hello and welcome back to ECTV Sports. All the Gulls put in their summer and preseasons to good use and now are shining through the CCC. For this week's recaps on Endicott Sports, I'm Jocelyn Kane. The cross-country teams are off to a great start after hiring a brand new coaching staff only a week before the Running Gulls returned to campus. Nick Radkowicz, a former triathlete, Olympian, and runner at Notre Dame, is leading the team with help from Mike Rosinski, a former national ultimate frisbee player, and Spencer Lang, a recent graduate and runner from Coastal Carolina University. The Gulls started off their season strong at Roger Williams. The men placed with a scoring team for the first time in several years, earning the 8th spot. Freshman Noah Mandello led the Gulls with a 17:26 for a 5K time. Shortly behind was junior captain Alex Wallaka and juniors Mitchell Renfrew, Jim Dooley, and Ian Kading. On the women's side, junior captain Erin Haynes shined overall with a 6th place finish. Trailing behind were juniors Lauren Boyle and junior captain Jocelyn Kane, senior captain Jillian Mendez, and sophomore Holly Rigoli. The next race at UNE, they were at it again with strong finishes by all. Again, Mandello and Haynes were leading the way for strong team finishes. Wallaka and Renfrew came in close behind Mandello, adding some meat behind the Gulls' finish. On the women's side, Kane, Mendez, and Rigoli also came in strong to clinch the 4th place finish for the Gulls. Erin Haynes and Noah Mandello also were named Endicott Athletes of the Week. The field hockey team started out their season 2-3. In the season opener, they played Babson at home, falling to the Beavers 2-3. In the next game against Salem State, they beat the Vikings 5-4. To continue their winning streak, 2 days later, they defeated Colby Sawyer at home 2-0. The next 2 games, they traveled to UMass Dartmouth and UMaine Framingham and lost both of those games. Against UMaine, the contests were well matched with offensive pressure from both sides. Despite a valiant effort from the Gulls, they fell 3-1. This week, they play Westfield State, Nichols at home Saturday for a conference matchup, and Roger Williams Tuesday. The football team, before they even started their 2013 season, they were set as the preseason favorite by the NEFC coaches. The Gulls started off their season with a disappointing start, losing to Framingham State 35-23 at Endicott Stadium. The following week, they were back on their A game, destroying Castleton State 43-7. Senior kicker Dylan Russ alone got 5 field goals and 4 extra points, which nearly tied the NCAA Division III record of 20 points. They play Keene at Endicott Stadium on Saturday. EC Men's Rugby, currently our newest club sport on campus, had its first game on Sunday. This past July, they were invited to the Colonial Coast Rugby Conference. On the 15th, they played UMass Dartmouth, controlling the flow of the whole game from the get-go and setting the tempo for the whole match. 2 standout players were Brian Sessingham and Matt Calamari, who each scored 2 times. Their next match is this Saturday at Roger Williams at 3 p.m. The women's soccer team started off the season with a 3-2-1 record. They started the preseason in New York, playing Rochester and Union, falling in both games. Then back at it in CCC action, they tied Salem State at home for their season opener. Then at Keene State, fell 1-0. Then in the past 2 games, LaSalle and Smith, the Gulls came out on top. In their last game against Smith, the Gulls dominated in almost every aspect, completely controlling the tempo for the match. They defeated the Pioneers 5-0. Also this week, junior Katie Donnelly was named CCC Defensive Player of the Week. This week, the Gulls will play Wesley, Roger Williams, and Babson. On the men's side, they started out their season with 4-3, with a 57% win average. They started out their season with a Gull Invitational during preseason, winning against Purchase and losing to Patterson. In the past 2 weeks, they also faced Revere, Salem State, Rhode Island College, Eastern Nazarene, and Keene State. After the win against Keene State with efforts from striker Edwin DeMoa, a freshman from Salem, Mass, earned Rookie of the Week from the CCC. He clinched the first Player of the Week from the CCC for the Gulls. And that's it for ECTV Sports. I'm Jocelyn Kane. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Jocelyn. And we're sending it off for entertainment with Dina Cashman.
Thanks, Erica. I'm Dina Cashman with this week's entertainment in the ECTV control room. William and Miley Cyrus have split. Even if you haven't seen Miley's shocking performance on the VMAs or her racy video Wrecking Ball, you have definitely heard about it. Everyone is talking about what Miley is up to now, and the new scoop now is that she is newly single. She recently has broken up with fiancé Liam Hemsworth, whom she has met on the set of the last song after rumors flew that he cheated on her with Isa Gonzalez at a party in Las Vegas. Cyrus broke it off with Liam Hemsworth and to show her contempt unfollowed him on Twitter. A new Dark Knight has been cast for the next movie and has sparked a lot of criticism. Ben Affleck, who will be playing Batman rather than Christian Bale, is taking the rude remarks lightly and hoping to prove Batman fans wrong when the movie premieres in July 2015 after appearing on Jimmy Fallon. Mark Wahlberg, at the age of 42, has gone back to high school and completed his high school diploma. He dropped out of high school at 25 years ago in 9th grade and has successfully earned his degree while continuing his acting career. Mad Men fans may be happy to hear that the show is splitting its final season into 2 parts. This will give fans a chance to have more time with their show, but may be frustrating if you want to know the ending. There will be 7 episodes in the spring of 2014, 7 in the spring of 2015. Mad Men fans, enjoy your show. That's it for this week. Stay tuned for next week for more info on celebrities, movies, and television shows. See you next time.
Thanks, Dina. That's it for ECTV News. I'm Pat Burgess.
And I'm Erica Berman. See you next week.